Okay, so here's my Expobar Brewtus 4. This is actually Brewtus 4-P is I think what they call it. Expobar made three different versions of this. The first one is just the version 4. It's just a vibration pump with a reservoir. It's not plumbable. This is the -P, which means it's the vibration pump. It has an onboard reservoir. It's on the left side here inside, but it is plumbable to a direct line. And then they have the Brewtus 4R, which has a rotary pump. It has no reservoir. It is plumbable only. Okay, so this is the -P. You can plumb it in if you'd like. I use it off of a reservoir. Okay, this is kind of that top end prosumer level category. So it's a dual boiler. It's got a full size E61 group. It's got a PID controller for the brew temperature. Like I said, it has a vibration pump, but it is plumbable. And it's just an absolute beast of a machine. This thing's very well made. This thing weighs about 60 to 65 pounds. It is quite heavy, and it brews an excellent shot. So a couple of things that make Expobar very unique is first, they have a what they call a pre-infusion chamber milled inside the group. So there's some extra space there for water to fill up once you start brewing a shot. And what that's supposed to do is that's supposed to divert some of the pressure from the puck so that it gives you a longer low pressure pre-infusion. I actually do think it makes a difference. I think it makes it. I think it tones down brightness a little bit, and it makes the shot a bit smoother. But to each their own. Probably depends on which coffee you're using as well. But I think it's a good feature. The other part that makes this unique is that Expobar has. So it's two boilers. It's got a steam boiler and a brew boiler, but it has a heat exchanger in the steam boiler. So when you start brewing a shot, the water that eventually goes to the group first goes through the heat exchanger, and then it mixes with the water in the brew boiler so that there is no drop in temperature from new water coming in. I don't think that's a make or break feature. I think most machines at this level have excellent temperature stability, but it's a unique feature that this machine has. Depending on where you look, both the boilers are the same size. They're either 1.7 or 1.8 liter. They're copper boilers. They're quite big, especially the brew boiler. It's quite large. And yeah, they're made out of copper, and the internals will last a very long time. This particular machine, I've had for a bit. I've recently just refurbished it. I was gonna put it up for sale, so I just recently refurbished it. I replaced quite a few parts. So I put in a new vibration pump. I put in a new de-aerator, which connects to the vibration pump as well. I also swapped out the boiler refill solenoid valve. So that one's brand new. These tend to wear out, I don't know, every 7 or 8 years or so. So I put in a new one there. I also replaced the vacuum breaker valve, just because some of the gaskets, after the machine's been used for a while, they tend to get a little bit hard. They don't work as well as they can. So I decided to swap that out as well. I recently did a full descale, so I actually took both boilers out of the machine myself. I also dismantled the actual group. I took it apart. I descaled everything, made sure everything was nice and clean. Machine's ready to go. So put it back together. It's working flawlessly. And I thought I'd show you guys what it does. So before I brew a shot, just a couple of things. So a vibration pump, it's not too loud. So that's the machine right there. It's got, this is your on switch for just the brew boiler. This is your on switch for the steam boiler. You have your PID controller. This right here is a boiler pressure gauge for the steam boiler. Yep. This right here is a brew pressure gauge for your extraction, your coffee extraction. Lever E61 group, no burn steam wand. One thing I want to say about this no burn steam wand is it comes factory with a one hole steam tip, and what that does is that makes it really super easy to steam milk and create excellent microfoam. Okay. Just have to purge the wand there a little bit. It's got pretty good power. It moves the milk quite well. One thing that I did notice, because I do have another machine, is that I personally actually prefer the 2-hole steam tip on my other machine, and I decided to check to see if it. So this is a no-burn steam wand, but the tips are never no-burn. They burn. They are very hot, so don't touch that with your hands when you're steaming. The actual steam wand is fine. This is a 2-hole steam tip from my other machine. It's a Lilith Bianca, which is kind of why this one's getting sold. And this steam tip, let me see if I can just get it in here. All right, there we go. This steam tip fits on here perfectly fine. So if you wanted to instead use a 2-hole steam tip, that's not a problem whatsoever. And you'll notice that even if I have this on full blast, the boiler keeps up with it perfectly fine. It doesn't drop below 1.1 bar, and you know, it has great steaming capabilities here. The steam boiler runs on a pressure stat. I'll just turn this off. The steam boiler runs on a pressure stat, which I personally don't have a problem with. It's a cheaper part to replace. They're about like $15 or $20 online if you order one, and they're really easy to replace. This one's in good condition, so I don't have any concerns about it. But it's cheaper than operating it on a PID, and you don't really need that close of control for steam pressure. So I think it's a great setup. The pressure set is adjustable with a screwdriver if you want to increase or decrease the power. But you don't have to do that either, because depending on how much you want to open up the steam valve, you can have different levels of steam coming out. Okay. So you have a lot of control here. Okay, that's the auto boiler refill. So I figured I'd brew a shot for you guys, just to show you how it works. This machine comes with a dual spout portafilter right here. It also has a single spout portafilter right over here. And let's make a shot. Okay, so coffee is tamped. Another thing about this machine that I've learned since I've had it is this gives you a couple of options. So I already talked about the pre-infusion chamber that's milled into the group at the top. You can search for any of Whole Latte Love's videos online. They have a lot of information on this machine. So that to me would be pre-infusion, because there's some pressure on the puck. At least that's the way I interpret it. You can also pre-wet the puck simply by just lifting the lever part way and then lifting it a little bit more will allow water to come out. So this gives you an option if you want to pre-wet the puck before you do a pre-infusion. Okay, so just flush the group. All right, here we go. So this machine, the PID does not have a timer. I don't. A timer is a really good feature if you're getting accustomed to brewing shots. What I do is I just keep a timer on top so that when I'll pre-wet this just a little bit, and then usually when I start the shot, I just start my timer. Okay, because of the pre-infusion, it does take a bit longer for the machine to get up to 9 bars. There we are. But like I said, this usually smooths out the flavor profile of the machine. So there we are. All right. Machine brews an excellent shot. I don't know if you guys can see this. Where am I? Right here. There we go. Machine brews an excellent shot, and it's all cleaned up, ready to go. Can run for a decade. Thank you.